week of October. Matt and I are hunting in a unique setup right now. We're chasing a buck that we've just kind of nicknamed the loose name of Goofy. He's just a mainframe 8 with some kickers. He's been pretty active on this part of the farm. Last night we had pictures of him moving 30 minutes before dark. This is kind of right in the heart of where he's been showing up on camera. It's a beautiful setup in this restored savanna, woodland, probably more like a woodland being a little bit north slope. So there's a ton of vegetation in here, tons of native forage, tons of color. It's just a beautiful setup. But tonight we're anticipating with this southeast wind, he's going to cruise on the downwind side of this big ridge and dump down in the bottom field with soybeans and Stratton Legacy blend. That's the plan.
Goofy was a buck that showed up midsummer through September into October. We had countless photos of this deer, so it was no wonder when we wanted to target a buck, he was at the top of the list. This is the first buck we saw of the evening, and he's moving fast. We hoped we would get a better look at him. After we turned home and looked at a bigger screen, it was definitely Goofy, and you'll watch it all unfold on what happened right here in the next few moments. You can see these does moving almost in slow motion. We've watched them for several minutes, almost 15 to be exact, and they're just hanging out in this woodland almost as a transitional area as they wait before they feed down into the bottom field. That's just what we needed to attract Goofy down the hill. Out of nowhere, here he is, coming to check out these does. It's time for a grunt call. Bet.
Dude. Oh. That was intense. Awesome. Now it's officially hitchhiker. I'm sorry, wasn't getting any away from that one. Oh. Yes! We got him, brother. We got him. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. We've given it about an hour and a half. Even though we heard him crash, we got down, took stuff back to the truck. We're going to take up the blood trail, even though we believe we heard him crash in the creek. Should be a nice, easy drag right out to the field. So let's take up the blood trail. You're standing right there. You can see where his feet loaded off the other side of that ditch. Now we go right in here. And immediately we've got good blood. So arrow appears to have, my knock came out right at the site of impact. Blood trail right there. Cattle farm, blood on the T-post. There's enough blood on this side to make you think he went right. But then you look left, and he went left. Look at that. You see it?
Oh, your arrow, yeah.
Yeah. Don't mind if I do. you know, we've gone not even 100 yards, and I can already tell you I'm feeling confident. If we didn't even hear him crash, tying this back to a podcast we recently did about the importance of knowing when to back out on one lung or when you can keep going if it's a double lung. There he is.
There he is.
Oh. Look at that guy. Here's our target buck for sure. Well, what an exciting night for Matt and I in a tree stand. It was one of those sets that we thought we were halfway, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. We thought we were completely crazy to pick the tree we did, but we really were just hunting the tree that we were dealt. That hillside, as you saw in the footage, has been a restored savanna. And there's not many trees left based on what our gut instinct was telling us, that the deer were going to be coming around the north side of that ridge. And although he did something different, we were able to use a grunt call and grunt him into range, and you saw what happened. Just an unbelievable display of an October set in a tree stand. Overall, I couldn't be happier to put my hands on him and just get to enjoy the full circle of our work. Not just predicting the deer's movement and moving in and taking a shot, but the year-round management. You know, that slope has taken a couple of years to get it restored, and we had a logging operation done. Then Chainsaw Chad did some TSI work, or I guess FSI, because it's not really managed for a timber harvest in the future now. We burned it twice. There's all kinds of forage, and when you watch the footage of all the deer, you know, probably not all the deer will show up, but you can just see how comfortable they are. They're walking in there, they're foraging on all kinds of native forage, and they're just comfortable. And so that's what you're going for. We're looking for daylight activity and deer that are comfortable, and that's exactly what this deer did. It's so much fun to see an area restored like you saw in the footage, and then get to enjoy just a small part of the year with a harvest of a mature deer like this. So Goofy is ours, and man, it's time to get back to some habitat work.